update because I have not been doing very well with my nutrition. I suck. This week has been terrible. And I don't know if it's my hormones to blame. I don't know. But all I know is that I have been eating so badly, having like a complete sugar meltdown with getting Starbucks. And I found out that they had chocolate chip cookies, which I never knew before. And that was it. And I've had it pretty much every day this week, which is terrible. And it's just like a slippery slope with me. It's like when I can tell myself, okay, I can have one cookie. One is never enough. I'm like that mouse. If you give a mouse a cookie, if you know that book, then you'll understand what I'm saying. But it's like if you give me one cookie, I'm gonna want another one. And if I have another cookie, then I'm gonna want it another day. And it's just a little nutty. So anyways, I am just trying to figure it out, what's going on. I've attempted to eat well, but there's only so much that I can like do. Like I try to eat salads and stuff and I eat good during like the day, but I think it's because I get stressed out and frustrated during the work day, and I just got a lot of stuff going on in my head and things just don't seem like they're going right. So I feel like sometimes I turn to food to kind of figure out life and what to do. And so I'm having a moment right now with that. So I need to figure all of that out. So one of the other things I'm struggling with is just drinking water. And I carry around like half a gallon, but even though it's there, it doesn't mean I'm gonna drink it, right? So I need to get on that. I'm sure that would help. But I've just been like craving sugar and waking up super hungry. And I have no idea like what the hell is going on. But anyways, I just need to just get back on track. And that was my number one concern with incorporating sugar back into my life, is that I would start having these like sugar meltdowns again. So I've been doing good with no alcohol. That's been fairly easy as long as I'm like not, I just have to say no and be that person, which sometimes it annoys people and they're like, oh, why don't you just have a glass? And I'm like, no, I'm good. Honestly, I need literally every single brain cell in my body, like in my head, so I can like think and focus right now. And that's just kind of where I'm at. So no drinking, because I feel like when I drink alcohol, I eat more. And of course I don't focus as well. And then I'm really tired the next day. And I don't feel good, you know? So anyways, that's kind of where I'm at for this 24th day of January. I got a video coming out today all about dating and my thoughts about that. I'm feeling very depressed about that. And I'm like, I can't even like get a date, okay? I can't even get anyone to talk to me for longer than like 1 or 2 messages. So the look and the search continues. So yeah, and we have our workouts tonight because we have a meeting that's gonna go late, which is like, I hate it. I hate when we have things on our schedule that interfere with me getting a workout. That it just frustrates me, and I'm just like, people don't understand that it's not just like a physical body thing, it's a mental thing. Like I have to work out, and it's super convenient because the gym's like right next to the office. But for me, it's a brain thing, and if I'm not getting proper movement throughout the day and I haven't been as active this month with things on my schedule, that I feel like it can almost become like a nightmare, and everything is bugging me. Like I'm like super irritated. The littlest thing just is like bothering me right now. And like just being on medication isn't enough for me. And I've mentioned this in videos before, that like everything has to be clicking in my body to be like, to make sense. And several months ago, I came across Dr. Amen, and he's this brain doctor. He does these brain scans and he studies the brain, and then he kind of tells you what kind of, you know, brain function that you have, and also if you've had a head injury, and then how you can do, what you can do to kind of heal that area up in your body. And I feel like I need that. And I need to know how much it costs, because right now, like, I'm paying off my debt. But I feel like that would be really good for me to go and just get my head scanned and just figure out like what's going on. I don't know if it's just, I just have this like consistent feeling of like unhappiness, and I've had that for a long time. So I know things need to change. My best friend suggested that I move, and I'm just not going to do that. I think that I should be able to have a happy life and have all the things that I want here in like the city that I enjoy. So it just has to work out. So anyways, that's kind of where I'm at. 25th day of January, just getting my walk in. I missed yoga today because we have an event, so I did that. And the one thing I had to do, which is not my favorite thing, which I guess it's not so much I mind public speaking. I had to do like a 3-minute kind of shindig about like the place I work for, and I've gotten to the point where when I'm not thinking about me, I can talk about it, and I can talk in front of like a lot of people. But there's something about like doing your whole little public speaking in front of your coworkers and like your boss, you know, who owns the company, and it just puts like a lot of stress on you. And like I forgot to mention things, and it was fast, but oh well, I did the best I could. And now all that stress I've had, like I put on myself over the past couple of days, is still with me, so I'm taking a walk to get rid of it, probably do a little bit of yoga, and then that's it. So it's a funny thing. But anyways, this week I think I missed a couple days with checking in, but yeah, this has been like my top thing, is just, you know, being okay with yourself. You know, people are gonna judge you, and sometimes you resonate with people, sometimes you don't. But I just decided, one of the things that helped me with like my fear and anxiety was that I did tapping, and I usually do pretty good if I do EFT tapping, and that helped to lower my anxiety because I had a whole lot of like negative self-talk in my head, and I definitely need to do it tonight. And also, yeah, just like a little bit of meditation and exercise really helped, and I wish I would have got in today to work out before this. But anyways, so yeah, so that's what's happening here. And I'm gonna do another video, which will be, actually this video that I'm doing is gonna be about like how I schedule my workouts in, and I think that's like trending right now, and so my whole video is gonna be all about it. And so I'm excited about teaching people how to fit in a workout in your schedule that works best for you. And it's pretty simple and easy, and if just be consistent, have a schedule, and have as something as like a daily habit for you to like be able to do every day. So anyways, that's all I got for the moment, and I'll check in with you guys on Friday. Okay, so this is my health update and confessions. That it's just the past 2 days I have just been having the worst time, like nutritionally. I have just been having major sugar cravings, and I just went and had some french fries. I did really good. I went and had, like for dinner, I was hungry after our workout, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go get something to eat, get a pollo loco. I ate like mostly chicken and salad, and then I had a craving for french fries. And I went for my walk, I did everything right, I was drinking my water. I think the downfall has to be sugar, because I had 2 chocolate chip cookies today. I know better than that. And I had 2 cookies yesterday, and it's almost like a domino effect, you know? So I've been feeling like crap, and I think it's like a lot of emotional stuff, because I am just trying to kind of figure out where my sweet spot is, my purpose. I have to have purpose in like every area of my life. As career, that's relationship wise, and there's a lot of things that are not lining up right now. And I think I'm using food just because I'm a little down. And yeah, so that's my confession. I'm just keeping it real because it's not easy staying on this fitness moment. And I keep looking at my face and I'm like, when is my face gonna like slim down? You know, when is that gonna happen? And I have to eat better. You know, I've been kind of stagnant since getting off of vacation with my weight. I'm eating sugar, which is not good. And so I need to get back on the no sugar vibe and just eating protein and stuff. I did really good most of the week, you know, except for grabbing, you know, the cookies and stuff. And I think that's just a bad idea in general. But anyways, that's my like little food confessions of having a little bit of an emotional stress eating and just really just freaking out over a couple things. So anyways, that's what I got going on. It is Saturday, the 20th day of January. So we're halfway through the month and it's raining today, if you cannot see my windows. So it is time to go do some cold plunging despite the rain. I'm late, I need to work on that. I've been coming late, but I literally only need 20 minutes in the sauna and 11 minutes in the cold plunge, and then I'm good to go. So I wanted to talk today about health and wellness, and I have been on this TLC channel moment watching like 90 Day Fiance and 1,000 Pound Sisters and 600 Pound Life, and I just know how important it is to take care of your health. Like, I think so many of us, okay, we're not the younger generation anymore, but so many of us take advantage or just take for granted that we can just eat whatever we want. We can just sit and not be active and still eat like we do in high school. But the truth of the matter is that our bodies change as we age. And so if we don't adapt, our bodies are only going to hold on to that weight. And there is no excuse for that. And that's something that I had to learn, was I had to face reality that, number one, that emotionally I was struggling. I think that's a huge component to weight and like gaining weight is a lot of times it's very much emotional. And when you have things going on in your life that are upsetting to you, that are stressing you out, or you're, you know, grieving something, that you can't put food as your comforter. Like, you have to face it head on. And a lot of times that means getting help from a therapist. And I just think therapy, exercise, working with a team of people who are going to support you and be at your side, kind of guide you, is so important. And you know, I've fluctuated with my weight for so long, and I think the thing that I really hate doing is being in community with people. I want to just do things on my own, and I realize that that's what's hurting me the most, which is isolating and not facing reality. And the reality for me, starting 2 years ago, was that I was like really super depressed, and I was keeping things inside and not sharing things with other people because of like the shame involved with it. And so my comforter was eating and just kind of being by myself. And I feel like I missed out on so many key friendships and relationships. And I honestly had to realize that I was spending so much time trying to nurture like friendships and relationships that all surrounded with food. And when you're with someone, like a friend, that it should be more than just sitting around eating food and drinking. It should be, of course, doing things that you enjoy, and you can eat food, but like one of them was like I was drinking a whole lot with one of my friends, and I think we both had a wake-up call. And we didn't hang out for a couple of months, and then we both decided on our own that we were gonna stop drinking. And so when we went out again, she was like, I'm not drinking anymore. And I'm like, oh my God, neither am I. And so then it made it easier. And I've had other friends that all we did was like every week we would go out to eat. We would go to IHOP. And I was thinking that I was still, you know, trying to be healthy, but when you add that up, and like one meal is a 1,000-calorie meal, and it's fatty and sugary, that was not helping my body. And so the one true friend that I have to rely on for my whole life is my body. And we only get one body. We only get one heart that's gonna work. And all of like food and nutrition, all of that impacts your life and how you feel about yourself and your self-esteem. So I just was like, you know what, that's it. I have to do something about that. So I still struggle. I still struggle with like my eating, and I love sugar, and I'm very self-aware of when I do that, either if I'm like frustrated or feeling sad about things, feeling helpless, like I tend to eat a lot more than I need to. So it's been really helpful, like being part of a group and being able to like work out with a group of people at work that we all have different goals, but we're all very much like dedicated to leading a healthier, happier life, and, you know, to expand our longevity by exercise and being strong. And so like, that's my key goal is, number one, like, you know, when you put on 80 pounds, like I did with my frame, I'm 5'2", that was hugely significant to my body. My body freaked out, and I had all these weird blood tests. My kidney function was down. My blood sugar was elevated, or I was diabetic, not even pre-diabetic, I was diabetic. And I was having stuff going on with like, my heart was just not loving life. And I just, you know, my doctors were like, look, you can either be put on medication, like something like Ozempic, which would have been like super easy, and it's completely appropriate for people who are like morbidly obese and need to get that weight off as quickly as possible. But for me, I know myself, and just like my fluctuation of weight, I knew that if I was on a drug like that, that I would put the weight back on. And I had to learn how to eat properly. I had to learn that I have to work out and push my body even harder than I did when I was younger, because I'm older, my hormones are fluctuating, and there's just a lot of things added to like what keeps your body from losing weight as you get older. So that was just kind of one of my thoughts this morning. So like, if you're, you know, I have to realize I can't eat takeout every day. Like, I can't eat hamburgers. I just was thinking about just how mindlessly I was eating. I was having like hamburgers and like French fries pretty much like every single day for like one point in my life. And even like just like fried chicken sandwiches, like every single day. And when I look back at like some of my eating habits, especially like around the pandemic, like I did really good up until May, and I got stressed out with work and not wanting to go back to that current work situation. I started eating, and so I was eating like these big heavy meals and desserts, and it was just insane. It was absolutely like bonkers what I was putting into my body, and I just could not figure out like why I wasn't losing weight and why my weight was just skyrocketing. And then I really had to take a good look at what I was eating, and all it took was me looking back at my photos from, you know, 2022 for about a year, and seeing like how much I was drinking, how much I was eating, and I was working out, but I wasn't losing the weight. And the only way that it changed was I started eating food that I cooked at home and making better choices and having more fruits and vegetables and cutting out sugar. And that's something that I continue to struggle with, is just sugar. I really love sugar, but just doing my science experiment on myself with my whole 30 was my body, if I eat sugar, it holds on to weight. And my little kidneys don't like the sugar. They just don't function well if I'm not hydrated and I'm eating sugar. So it's just looking at the facts. And so the way that I gauge my fitness is I, number one, do my labs every 4 to 6 months to see how my blood sugar is going. That's my gauge. And then also like my body fat percentage. BMI is kind of like a little bit of BS, because you can be really in good shape and it will tell you that you're like super like overweight and fat, but it's my body fat. So my body fat is my gauge of like if I'm doing well or not. So if I'm right now, or last time I weighed in, I was like at 30% body fat, and my kind of regular body fat for a long time where I was healthy was like 29.5%, which is still high, but it was in a healthy percentage. So I figured that if I can get back down to that, then that's a start, and then I want to get even lower than that. So if I'm like ultimately I want to get down to, if I can get down to 23% body fat, I will be stoked. But that's kind of some of my goals. And so I have like all of these little like accountability things that I have to do. So that's being part of a group, workout group, and also doing our fitness check-ins every quarter. And I track my weight every day, and that's just me. And my weight, what I realized when I was not eating sugars and like heavy starches and things like that, was my weight didn't fluctuate. It was always dropping or holding steady. And so when I'm not eating that way, I see a huge fluctuation also with hydration and the way that I feel mentally and physically when I don't hydrate. So that's kind of one of the things that I'm really focusing on, is just trying to make the right food choices and trying to balance having just a little bit of sugar, but also like not getting overboard. Because for me, like if I eat too much sugar, then I can't lose weight. So anyways, so yeah, so that's just some of the things that I've done. And then just, you know, I really am like willing to try anything that just makes sense. So that's why I started cold plunging and sauna, because I just did a lot of research and watching videos and just really trying to get a good, clear understanding of like some of the benefits, and just like being curious about trying different things. And I also might start doing like my dance videos. There's this class, I think it's in Texas, it's somewhere, or Atlanta, I don't remember. But it's like, they play like all these like hip hop jams, and the class just looks like so fun. And I think they're doing online classes, so I kind of want to do it. And just because it will be fun. And I used to do this workout where you can like burn 500 calories during that workout, and like you were drenching sweat, but it was like 20 minutes and then you were done. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should like add it into the weekend, because I need to have fun. And if I can't hike, then I can do something else. And they took my stinking bikes away at Planet Fitness that I was doing like my riding every weekend. And so I'm like, okay, I can be on a treadmill, but I hate being on a treadmill. Being on a treadmill sucks. And it's like fine for a little while, but it gets boring, you know? So I would much rather like do something else, or get outside and hike, see, like have a little adventure. But anyways, that's it. That's all I got. So I just wanted to do a health check-in and just kind of my thoughts on like the importance of not just accepting that you can eat whatever you want for the rest of your life like you were in high school. I realized that I had to grow up. I had to grow up, and I had to start taking better care of my body and making my body strong and thinking long term. So, because when I get older, I know that my body's not going to process things the same way, and that you have to keep adjusting and modifying